my friend, and welcome back to the Identity Glow Up podcast. It is me, your host, Paige Harper, and I am here to help you become your most epic, amazing, magnetic, next level, boss bitch, badass identity ever. Welcome back to the podcast. If you are watching YouTube, I'm calling myself out here. You probably, if you watched last week's episode too, you probably will notice I'm wearing the same outfit. It's not because I wore the same outfit 2 weeks in a row. It's because I am recording on the same day. I am actually, the day that this comes out, I am recording the week before because I had to adjust my schedule a little bit because by the time that I go to Florida, or by the time that this comes out, I will be in Florida, I should say, and I'm going to be on a VIP. It'll be the week that I go on my VIP trip. So I actually won't be gone the day that this comes out, but I had to switch up my schedule. So I'm not going to have time to record this beforehand. But as always, before we get started today, please go ahead and take just a few minutes to subscribe if you have not already. Hit the little button. Let me know if you are listening. Leave a 5-star rating and review to let me know that you love it, what things you want to talk about next, all of the things. Of course, it does help the podcast reach so many other amazing women just like you. But also, like, I just want to know your thoughts and feelings and vibe, and I want to know who I'm talking to. So obviously I probably won't be able to know who I'm talking to in the when you leave a rating and review, but if you message me on Instagram or if you share it, then obviously I will. So that being said, make sure you're following me on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, all of the places. Yeah, YouTube channel, all of the things. All of that will be in the show notes for you as always, but just had to get that out of the way. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I am like I said, this is the week before, but I am so that I'm recording this, but I am so incredibly excited for this week. This week is going to be it's going to be incredible. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be a freaking game changer. Like I said, I'm heading to Florida. When you're listening to this, I'm going to be heading to Florida in a few days for my first ever VIP coaching experience with my boss bitch coach, Michaela. Which I did a podcast episode with her month or so back, probably 2 months, month and a half, something like that back. And I am more excited than I've been in a very long time. One, I've never actually flown by myself before. So this is going to be a whole new growing and learning experience for me. Thankfully, I got a direct flight, which wasn't originally going to happen, but I got a direct flight. So thank the Lord. It makes it a little bit easier for me. Your girl's going to try to do just a carry-on bag. I mean, I'm only going to be gone a couple days. So that is the goal. That is the plan. But it's my first, I haven't flown in years. Probably since before 2020, I think. Yeah, it's been a long ass time. But never by myself. So it's going to be a whole new adventure. I am building up my capacity of who I am and I'm growing more into who I am. And so that's really exciting because my next level boss bitch identity, of course, should be flying alone. She's going to be flying all over doing, she's going to do like keynote speeches and things like that. Like she's going to be that girl. So of course I need to fly. And like I have dreams and visions. I want to go to Ireland. I want to go to Scotland. I want to go to what's that place? Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting, but there's a lot of different places. Greece, that's the place I couldn't think of the word. Like I could picture in my brain, but like I want to go to all those places. So I'm gonna have to get used to flying. Again, not by myself all the time. But anyway, number two, I know that going on this Florida trip, I am intentionally putting myself in rooms that stretch me, which is exactly what I need right now. Exactly what I need. I love my little town. But sitting in the same room, in the same spot, is not stretching me like I needed to, and I'm ready. I'm ready. If you listen to last week's episode, I talked a lot about the spiritual journey that I'm on, and I feel like I'm stretching myself spiritually, but I feel like I also need to stretch myself in this way too, this like capacity kind of way. So basically, I'm going to be spending the day with my coach and a handful of other absolutely incredible boss bitch amazing women who I'm so excited to meet. I don't know all of them that are going. I do know of at least one that's going who the plan is to do a podcast episode with her coming up soon. So keep your ears open for that. But we are going to be, of course, talking about content because Michaela is like the content queen. But we're going to be talking about content, marketing, messaging, all those things. And we get to get on a freaking yacht. Shut up. Shut up. I'm probably going to have to bring some like anti-nausea meds because I get a little seasick. But I don't care. I'm going on a yacht, bitch. I'm going on a yacht. I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited about it. But obviously, that's not the full reason I said yes, obviously. But the thing is if all I wanted was information, if all I wanted was information, I could have just like watched one of her trainings. I've in so many of her courses. I could have watched one of her trainings. I could have listened to all of the podcasts. Could have watched some of the other trainings that I'm in with other coaches, right? I could have bought another course. Could have listened to a lot of different podcast episodes. I have plenty. I have plenty that I could be doing, but that's never really been my problem. Like I know how to create content, right? I create content even though I'm I'm actually currently in a course not with Michaela, but I'm actually currently in a different course to help me refine that too in a different kind of way. But I know how to sell for the most part. And that, by the way, the course that I'm taking is the Yap Challenge with Jessie Jean because I couldn't help myself. I'm FOMO. FOMO. I don't like to miss out on things. So when I saw that it was such a big hit, I'm like, sign me up. I want to see what this is all about. So I'm really excited about it. I just started. Anyway, but like I am in a thing to create content, in a course to create more of like the yapping videos is what they talk about, right? Like I also know how to sell for the most part, right? Like I obviously there's things that I can continue to learn and grow. Like I know how to coach. I know what I need to do. But becoming the woman who naturally like operates at the next level is a whole other conversation that I'm really wanting to upgrade this year. Like I've learned over the years that the biggest investments I've ever made weren't actually in just like receiving the information. It was actually about like my transformations. Right. And so every single time that I invested in myself, I feel like I've become a whole other level of me, like a different version of me. Not necessarily like someone completely different, but just like added on another layer to myself. And not just from the information, but being the woman who makes the investment, being the woman who goes all in, being the woman who does the scary shit. Like that's the things that I was doing. Like when I invest in myself, I think differently. I dream differently. I raise my standards. I make bigger decisions. And that's exactly why I'm going. It's exactly why I'm going. I mean, the yacht is a perk, don't get me wrong. Also, we're going to be doing content, like all things content in this boss bitch type of way and getting pictures taken. Hmm. Yes, please. So freaking excited. But I know like it's not going on these trips and investing in myself and things like that. It's not that someone's going to hand me this like magic content strategy because I know like that's not necessarily possible. But going on this trip, I know I'm not going to be the same person that I was when I left. Like when I come home from this trip, I know I'm not going to be the same person that I was when I left for the trip. I know even just the one day I'm upgrading like Beyonce. Baby, let me upgrade you. Like I am upgrading, okay? And you know that we've talked about this before. You know that I'm going to Rich Girl Renaissance in September, which is Michaela's content conference in September, which I'm so excited. It's about being a content millionaire. When I tell you she's a freaking genius when it comes to content, holy shit, she's a freaking genius when it comes to content. But like I'm going to that conference in September with her as well, but I just felt like I needed an extra push before then. I feel like I needed an extra push because I want to be like I have a really big vision for what I'm going to not necessarily physically look like, but look like and feel like and who I'm going to be at that conference. And I feel like I'm almost there. And now that I'm adding on this like spiritual level, law of attraction, woo woo type of thing, that's helping me too. But also just adding on this like extra push of just forcing myself out of my comfort zone to get and be someone different, traveling by myself, going to this VIP trip with people that I don't know. It's scary and it's also so freaking exciting. And I know that this is going to help me take me and myself to the next level before the conference in September, which is really, really important for me for multiple reasons. But one of the main reasons is because at the September conference, I'm actually hosting my own retreat. I'm hosting my own retreat, which is a full vision board moment for me. I actually have had retreat vibes, like different retreat pictures on my vision board for the last year and a half. And so I'm very, very excited about it. I didn't know if it would actually be possible, but it just shows that like if you put it out there to the universe and you start taking actions as if you're that person and you start to believe that it's possible and you just get in this high vibe, high frequency, gratitude, joy, happiness, love type of frequency, like anything is possible. And so I am able to, because of Michaela and because of this Rich Girl Renaissance conference, I am actually hosting my own retreat there in Dallas in September. And therefore, I am stepping into a much bigger season of my business. And so I just wanted to start that process now. And I figured what better way to start it than not just like being in all of Michaela's programs because done. I'm in like 90% of her programs, I think, at this point, but also like being in the room with her. Like there's such a importance of being in the room, like the room, all caps. Okay. And I've actually been thinking a lot about expectations recently, probably because that's some of the things that's talked about in the law of attraction and the secret, which I talked about last week. But like I've been thinking a lot about attraction or not attractions, expectations lately, because what we expect, we receive. If we expect bad things to happen to us, more than likely bad things are going to happen to us. If we expect amazing things are going to happen to us, the universe is going to be like, yes, girl, yes, queen, here it is, all the amazing things, right? And I feel like most people go into experiences saying like, I hope I learned something. I hope I do, fingers crossed. But that's not what I have been asking myself for this trip. I have been really focusing more on like, who do I expect to become? Who do I expect to become on this trip? I'm going to be gone for just a couple days. The VIP day, just in general, is one day. I have one day, one chance, one day to really go all in. And I can't pussyfoot around and act like the old version of me and be this shell of myself because I'm scared and I'm nervous. Like I have to. This is almost harder than the VIP or than the Rich Girl Renaissance trip in September because I have 5 days to get out of my shell, all of that. No, I have one day. I'm like, bitch, you gotta go. It's like go time, right? The moment I step off the plane, who am I becoming? Who am I becoming? I'm not becoming the shy girl that's like, I don't know what to do. How do I do this? Taxi? Uber? I don't know. No, I'm becoming the woman that knows exactly what she does and exactly what she wants. And if she doesn't know what it is right now, she's got to figure it the F out, right? I'm going to make the most of every single situation that comes my way. Like, I expect to leave Florida more confident. I expect to have a bigger vision for where my business is going. I expect to have some awesome ass pictures. I expect to stop overthinking. I expect to make faster decisions. I expect to believe in myself even more and like respect myself even more because I was able to do the scary things that a lot of people can't do. And I expect to leave believing that the goals that I have been dreaming about are even more possible than I thought. And maybe even upgrading those goals to something even crazier, right? Your expectations overall, they create your experience. They shape your experience. And if you expect something to change you, then you're going to show up as like, hey, this is gonna change me, right? You're gonna show up differently. You'll ask better questions. You'll be in the room. You'll physically be there. You'll pay closer attention. You'll actually look for transformation instead of just taking notes. I'm not just there to take notes. I am there to fully embody the whole experience. Like there's power to proximity. There's power, and I know you've heard that before. There's power to proximity. Who you're around matters more than you even probably understand or probably realize. Like, think about the people that you spend the most time with. What do they believe is possible? What do they normalize? How do they talk about money, success, business, failure? Like, what do they talk about? How do they talk about those things? Because sometimes they don't even, like, we don't even realize how we've limited ourselves because of who we're around, because of the environment that we're in, because of who we decided to hang around with us and like what their limits are. Right? When we limit ourselves, what we're limiting ourselves on is more than likely because everybody else around us has the same limits. So what happens when you walk into a room where someone is casually talking about making 6 figures or 7 figures or speaking on stages or writing a book or whatever, right? Something shifts inside of you, right? Because you're like, holy shit, this is possible. A little bit of green jealousy monster coming up, but other than that, holy shit, this is possible. Like sometimes the biggest breakthrough isn't something that someone necessarily teaches you, which I'm sure she's going to teach me amazing things. She's incredible. But it's not just like something that someone teaches you, it's realizing what's possible because you're sitting across from someone who's done it, someone who's living it, someone who's already there. Like, think about it. Energy is so freaking contagious. When you're in a room with someone who is really good energy, you start to feel that energy. When you're in a room with someone who has piss poor energy, you start to feel that. When I wake up in a really good mood and then my kids are complete assholes because they woke up on the wrong side of the bed, guess who becomes a complete asshole? Me. Me. Because energy is contagious. Belief is contagious. Standards are contagious. Courage is contagious. Like, I want to catch all of it. the good stuff, obviously. I want to catch it all. And I know I'm going to do that when I'm like in person, right? And like I love Zoom, obviously. I do. I'm literally recording this on Zoom right now. I do all of my trainings on Zoom at the moment. Like I love Zoom. I love online coaching. Like that's what I do. So obviously, I love the convenience and the reach of it. Like I'm literally going to be doing a podcast episode with someone later. I think she's from New Zealand. Like I'm going to be talking to someone in New Zealand just across Zoom. Like it's no big deal. No biggie. Like how crazy is that? Right? But there is something that happens in person that simply cannot be replicated. It cannot be replicated. It's being around someone with the energy and goals and dreams that you desire and watching how they carry themselves, how they're able to build up. I talked a lot about energetic capacity in my first module, my first call in Rooted and Relentless. So, which by the way, the door, you can still come into Rooted and Relentless if you want. I will put the link in the show notes. We just did call one and it was so, I mean, it's good. It's good. The day that I'm recording this was our call one and it's so damn good. Anyway, so getting in the room is like being around someone with energy and goals and dreams and all of that, that like you want. And then you can see how they carry themselves. And you're like, oh, okay. It's kind of like how I said in last week's episode, where it's like that Oscar worthy performance. How can I start acting as if I already have it like they do? What do they do? How do they show up? How do they present themselves? What is their like normal like to dos during the day? Like anything like that. How they think, how they make decisions. Like it's all important. Right. And this is actually one of the reasons that I decided to host my own retreat at Rich Girl Renaissance in September, which is, again, that conference. I don't want to say business conference, but it's the content conference, the Content Millionaire Conference that I'm going to, as well as hosting the retreat in September. Because if getting in the room changes lives, like we all know it does, I want to create rooms where women can change their lives, where women get to experience that too. Like I want women sitting around a table talking about their big goals and their big dreams that they maybe have been too afraid to say out loud. I want real conversations. I want real breakthroughs. I want real strategy. I want real confidence in real time, being able to see how everybody shows up differently when they're in person and it's not just over Zoom. I have a lot of energy. I bring a lot of energy. That's part of who I am. That's part of my juju. But like that's not it's different when you're in person, right? I want women to leave feeling like they expanded into a completely different version of themselves. Like this retreat that I'm doing, I'm so excited. So this retreat is specifically for women who, again, are going to Rich Girl Renaissance, which is Michaela's content conference for the 5 days in Dallas, Texas. And it's going to be chef's kiss. I mean, just thinking about it right now, we're going to have an Airbnb. So I've been looking at Airbnbs. The goal is to get one with like a pool, at least a hot tub, but preferably a pool because it's going to be hot. It's gonna be hot in Texas. I'm not from Texas. I'm from the Midwest. So it is hot as balls right now here, but like not normally in September. Anyway, so in this like conference, in this retreat that I'm doing, lost my train of thought, squirrel. But in this retreat that I'm doing, we're doing like real-time content creation. We're doing, well, actually, we're going to do that in the retreat too. But at Michaela's conference, there's real-time content creation. There's identity upgrades. There is coaching and masterminding time. There's being in the rooms with women just like yourself. There are parties. There are also, I mean, there's going to be a link in my show notes that you can go and look at to see all of the ins and outs of the conference, because when she was saying everything, it was like mind blown. I didn't write them all down, but holy shit, it's a lot. It's basically becoming the woman that you've always wanted to be and being able to show up in the content like the boss bitch millionaire that you're meant to be. Like this confident, hot, amazing, hot, rich, and that bitch girl, and showing the world that you are that person and selling and also doing that in real time and not just like taking notes, but actually like being able to make content in real time and having places to make content in real time, as well as the identity upgrades. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so freaking excited. Anyway, but so you get all of that. And then you add my retreat on top of it, and holy shit, you are going to completely transform. Like, you're going to completely transform. When you add my retreat on top of it, you get to stay on my Airbnb, like I said, in Dallas. I am currently looking at Airbnbs right now, and I'm so excited. You get to stay on my Airbnb. There's going to be more content creations. I'm also looking for an Airbnb that is pretty, that we can do content creation at. There's going to be a whole hell of a lot more identity work because, hello, I'm the identity coach. There's going to be morning movement. I actually have some women in there right now that do movement as part of their business. So, what better way than to get them involved too? There's going to be nightly debriefs and wins. There's going to be workshops on how to actually make the things that you learned at the conference work for you. And also, something that I think is really important and that I'm really excited about is showing off what you can do. Showing off what you can do. The person that is actually going to the retreat, my retreat, the person that is like going to the conference, but also like going to come to me and be in my retreat too, you get to show off what you can do. You get to get out of your comfort zone and tell us why you love what you do and show us what you love to do and pitch us essentially, right? Not necessarily to like sell, but maybe, but just to like learn and grow and get more confident in your craft. And I think I'm so incredibly excited about that. And yeah, I know I've talked to some women and there's some women that I talked about that are like doing sound bowls and all of that. And I'm like, girl, get your ass into the retreat now because we're going to be doing, I want to do sound bowls. I want to do that. I don't know how you're going to travel with that, but I want to do that in the morning. Definitely. Our neighbors are going to hate us, but I don't care. Yes, please. Right. So, like, showing off what you can do. I'm going to create some goodie bags and things like that and so much more. This is my first retreat. And so I want to make sure it's something incredible and something amazing. And so if you are wanting to complete the spiritual, mental journey, the content upgrade, and honestly, complete identity upgrade, then I need you to get into the MFing room with this Rich Girl Renaissance experience, obviously complete with the retreat. And the way to do that is to get the Sweet Life ticket, which the Sweet Life ticket is the top tier ticket because you're going to be there all 5 days, I think it is, all 5 days. So we're really able to dive deep. I want to make sure I'm with the women that are the most committed to becoming their next level boss bitch self, the most committed. Okay. The link to check out her conference is in the show notes. So you'll be able to read everything that maybe I skimmed over and I didn't say, completely what's in all of the different packages and all of the things. If you want the retreat too, like I said, you will need to get the Sweet Life ticket. But if you have specific questions about my retreat, reach out to me on Instagram. My link is in the show notes for that as well. It's at Paige Marie. Miree is how you spell Marie. But yeah, so there's so many exciting things coming up. And getting in the room is something that I'm really putting on a pedestal this year. And now I get the opportunity to help other women get into the room too, which is so freaking cool. So freaking cool that I get to do this. So, oh my gosh. Okay. So I hope you found this episode inspiring. I think this one was a little bit shorter than most of them, but I hope you found it inspiring. I hope you're ready to get into the freaking room. And I cannot wait for all the stories that are going to come next week to you, next week or the week after, to you on my Florida trip. On my Florida trip. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, I'm going to be a brand new bitch. So that's all I have for you today. If you loved this episode, please make sure, as always, you share to your stories with your takeaway, with your favorite part. Tag me. Let me know if you have any questions about my retreat or even the conference. I can guide you to Michaela or I can help you the best that I can as well. But let me know that you're listening. Let me know what your biggest takeaways are, and I'll share it to my stories too. So thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you next week. Love you. Bye.